when people say that, I just feel, okay, like why compare? She's her, and I'm like me. Why trying to compare? And can I reach her level? Even for her, it's like, come on, she's done so much. Why put her? So I don't think it really affects me, honestly.
Siva, hi.
Yes.
It's been a while since we've last spoke, even had a conversation. I'm curious, which version of S.Sivasangari is sitting in that chair? Because I've spoken to the teenage prodigy Sivasangari, the Sivasangari who rose up to the senior ranks. So sekarang ni Sivasangari mana yang tengah duduk sekarang ni?
Sangari world number 5 in the world.
Awesome. So how are you? How's things?
All good. Life is good. I've finished. I think the last we spoke maybe was I was still studying in Cornell.
Yeah.
Now I've graduated. It's been 2 years. I mean, a year and a half, I would say. I'm doing full time. I'm now based in Prague, Czech Republic. So playing full time, traveling around the world, playing a lot of tournaments, a lot of stress, a lot of joy, a lot of happiness and sad moments as well. So yeah.
Do you still reminisce how you started? Macam mana you memulakan pengembaraan dalam sukan squash ni?
Yeah, it's crazy to think back. Sometimes people do ask me this question, but like I grew up in a very small town, Alusta. I born in Sungai Petani, but moved to Alusta when I was super young. I have a small family. I have my just one brother, and then obviously my parents. But my parents were very strict in terms of wanting me to always study and typical. So but it's good as well. I won't complain now. Maybe back then I would. Yeah, but no. So yeah. Even before squash, I played a lot of sports. I went into swimming, badminton, taekwondo. I did the classical Indian dance as well. I took up a lot of things when I was young because I think my parents wanted me and my brother to be active when we were younger. So I think when I was like 8 years old, we got called from the school, from primary school to go for a talent identification program for squash, and me and my brother went. And the funny part, I didn't get selected. My brother got selected.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't get selected. My brother got selected. So it's easy. Wherever he goes, I'm following him, right? So he was going for training, I was going as well. Even if I didn't get selected, I was going on court and playing and stuff. And somehow, like under 9 is the first category for juniors to go and play tournaments. So when I was 8 or 9, the head coach at the moment there said, okay, we bring you as well for tournaments. And yeah, the journey started there. I went for tournaments, a lot of junior tournaments. I started winning under 9, under 11, 13, 15. And I stopped every other sports. I stopped every other piano classes, dances, everything I stopped because I was just trying to focus on squash, because if you want to do something, you can't be doing like 10 other things. And then I just went on, and then the age of 15, I moved to KL with my family as well. 15 or 16, and then studied in College Tuanku Jaafar in Mantin. I did my O-levels there and also trained at the National Centre with Ong Beng Hee.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of switches with coaches. My first coach was Malaysian, but after that it was mostly Pakistanis. A lot of Pakistanis back in Kedah, and then worked with Beng Hee and finished school there, and then I left home.
Yeah. Did you realize the frenzy that you created at such a young age among the sports fraternity? How excited we were to hear that there's another squash prodigy coming up. Did you realize that at the time?
I don't think so. Like when I was younger, I think during your junior days, junior I meant like 9, 11, 12, like, below 15 years old. I think you're not thinking about, I want to be a professional squash player. Like, you will never know. You're playing MSSM, you're playing like for your school, you're playing like to have friends around you, all these things, and then of course 15 I had to move to KL, and that's when I was like, okay, this is serious, and like I was still a junior, 15 years old, you're still so young, and like why, my family moved to KL also because of me, because I was training in National Centre. My brother was also studying in College Tuanku Jaafar, so they all moved here basically also because of me. So okay, things are serious, and I think from there on, when I moved to KL, and then I think I realized, okay, it's a big step, and it's something I want to do.
Did squash come easy to you? Semula jadi natural? when you picked up the racket?
I don't. I mean, I wasn't selected, so I'm not talented, right?
So you had to work hard for it.
I would say I do. I am a hard worker. Like from young, I would like always, like before getting ready for school, I'll put my squash bag in front of the house, and rather than putting a school bag, I would put a squash bag. Like I think like hard work. I always believe in hard work in anything you do. I think hard work beats talent, and I mean it's something I always go with, and even if people say maybe I'm skillful and all that on court, sometimes I think behind the scenes I have put a lot of work from since I was young. Even when 15, 16, and I was in KTJ, before the school starts at 8 o'clock, I would go run at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., which is maybe not normal.
Yeah, it's not normal.
It's not normal
every
for 15, 16
does
years.
that. Yeah.
At your 16,
Yeah.
it's 15, you're very young, I would say. And even if you ask my parents, they always ask me to rest. Even until today, they always ask me to rest because they know like I would go crazy when it comes to training or anything I need to do to be better.
So at which point did you feel that you've arrived?
I think before I entered Cornell, obviously I won a couple of the Asian juniors and British junior I won twice as well. British junior is a huge event for the juniors. So World Junior I made it only to the semi-finals, but maybe I was 18, 19. I kind of knew I want to go pro. And even at the age of 17, I tell myself, okay, let's do it full time. Like I want to go pro. My plan wasn't even to go and study abroad. Actually, I thought, okay, I'll get a degree in Malaysia and okay, just keep playing squash. My dad, I wanted to get a degree as well for backup in case anything happens and stuff, but never really wanted to go abroad, So, but I'm lucky. Like I'm lucky that I actually took the decision to leave the country and go and get new experience. I think I've learned so much just by going to Cornell, meeting a lot of new people, new mindsets. A lot of good things has happened, but when I went to college it was tough. Like my first year, I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to do it anymore because it's a new environment. Everyone is looking for jobs, looking for interns. Like they're so serious about and sports it's very small community, right? That's doing professional.
When you're here, it's just training.
Yeah, when you're here, you're surrounded by. If you're going national center, they're all trying to go pro or whatever. But when you go to college, it's different. Like especially go to Cornell and a lot of them talking about getting a job and stuff, and I'm like, oh, like I'm just playing squash and sports is it's a good industry, but like it's just like. When you compare and then the first year I was a bit hesitant and I'm like, oh, like it can be tough because studies are tough and balancing, and then I was like, okay, maybe it's better to just go and maybe do it other stuff, instead of sports, because maybe it's just very uncertain and stuff. But after the second year, I started putting a lot of effort in squash training. I got the hang of it, like in terms of being away from home and creating my own schedule, being more disciplined. I mean, I think discipline is not the word, but like being alone away from home, I think it's a very different feeling, and I think I got kind of not used to it, but I became very independent, and second year onwards was fine. Like I was okay, you were just being stupid the first year. And then I think I managed to break into top 20, like even when I was in college, which I think it's not easy because you don't play as much tournaments. You have to balance both, of course, and I think the main part is not playing a lot of tournaments, which can kind of affect your ranking. And then you seeing other players playing, you kind of like, oh, like why am I not playing? But even then, when I was still, for me, simple. When I was in college, I told myself, okay, you try to improve your ranking or maintain it, but just don't go down. If you go down, then but I never went down. I was either going up or maintaining, which was perfect. And then I just wanted to do it. After that, I went full time.
I'd like to go back to when you won the British Junior. That is when the tagline started, the successor to Dato' Nicole David. My personal opinion, the three toughest sports for any athlete to get into and make their own mark is badminton, track cycling, and obviously squash.
Squash, yeah.
So how did you deal with that, carrying that tag, carrying that burden?
Yeah, I think for me...
did you realize that you were carrying
I don't think not at that age. I don't think at that age. I think it all started when I went for my first Asian Games and like Asian Games in Indonesia where I had to play Nicole in the finals and all. During that time when I was still in my junior days, I didn't realize until maybe around Indonesia, like even like played team events with her and stuff. I barely traveled with Nicole. No, I didn't have the opportunity. Maybe only 3 or 4 tournaments. But from then onwards, I've been here. I was hearing those stuff, and I think it's simple. Like for me, like everyone is unique in their own way. Everyone has their own journey. I think from a very young age, I believed in that. And when they compared, Nicole is unbelievable. Like what she's achieved is she's set this bar like so high that it's tough to achieve. Not just me, but anyone in the squash world at the moment. You know, like she's done so much. So obviously I look up to her ever since I was young. But when they start putting that tagline, as you said, I think it didn't really affect me because again, as I said, everyone's different. Everyone has their own journey. Everyone is like completely different.
You don't feel the weight lah.
You can't compare.
Sampai hari ni till
I don't think so because I just feel she achieved what she achieved because of who she is, what she did, however she's grown, like from her young age up to when she was based in Amsterdam. Like, you know, like her journey is like remarkable. And I think until today, like when people say that, I just feel okay. Like why compare? She's her, you know, and I'm like me. Why trying to compare? And can I reach her level? Even for her, it's like, come on, she's done so much. Why put her? You know, so I don't think it really affects me, honestly. Yeah.
Would you have wished that you had more time training alongside with her, spend more time with her?
I think like obviously I've never trained with her because she was never based in Amsterdam, and I was also quite young that time. So, and I moved to Kerala when I was a bit later, like in my career. So, maybe I would have wished to travel a bit more for tournaments with her, some PSA events, because I've never traveled for any PSA events with her. Just Asian Games, World Teams Championship in France, and Commonwealth Games, I think, in Gold Coast. So that's the only tournaments that I've traveled with her, and I think I wish I could have traveled more tournaments just to see and be in that environment and see how she is.
I'm curious. What sort of conversation did you have that you had with her during those tournaments?
I mean, it's crazy because I was still very young, you know. Even today, I was looking at her as if she was God, you know. Like I was like, oh, Nicole, you know. But like, but no, I just my idol, you know. You're looking up to her. I think I was still very shy to talk, and you know, like I even shared a room with her in World Teams, I think in France, and I was actually scared. I think I would say I was scared. Is the right word. Yeah. So it's like, it's don't really remember the conversations, but she's great teammate, great mentor, great someone you just look up to, you know, because I think she's also a person who really works hard and puts in a lot of effort and just not hope on talent. So it's something that that's something that I would really take for myself, and yeah.
Ingat tak masa first time you jumpa dia?
I have a photo framed up. My mom framed up, obviously. I was very, very young. I think I was maybe 12 or 13. Okay. Maybe she was playing the World Championship in Malaysia. I think she lost that one, but I still remember there's a picture that's framed up with her.
Obviously, the 2018 Asian Games final. I mean, people still remember it. 2 Malaysians. Yeah. One is a great, one is an upcoming squash queen. So, what was the final like?
I think that Asian Games is one of the moment that also is quite life-changing for me in terms of I wasn't even expected to even win my quarterfinals, or even round 16 I was struggling, like I was maybe ranked 9-16, you know, so no one expected me. There was me, Nicole, Weaver, Delia, which are like your
seniors,
all my seniors, and there's me, you know. So, and then obviously I beat Anyao in the quarterfinals, who was seeded 2, and then Joshna Chinappa, who was also like great at that time. So to play Nicole in that final, I don't know how I felt, but I think I felt like as if like I've achieved so much in that small period, and to play Nicole, who I really looked up to, and I even like took her to 5. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
yeah.
I won a set, I was like, wait, this is not real. You know, and then obviously like I lost, but like I think that tournament in general, like that Asian Games was like it's the point I also realized, okay, I'm there, you know, and I just have to keep pushing myself, and I will be better eventually.
I mean, you had a moment during that final and after that final. Do you remember what she said to you or what you said to her?
I think it was the last Asian Games as well, right? And it was her birthday, so it was her birthday on the day I remember. But no, again, she's a very like her sportsmanship is really good. She loses, she wins. She's very respectful to opponents and stuff. And I think she just said just keep pushing yourself. Just by winning my quarters and semi-final match is already like so great, and to bring Nicole to 5 even when she's not at her peak. Obviously she was really like she wasn't at her best at that point, but still to play these kind of top legends in the game and beat them and get close to winning. I think when I just need this much of advice from her to just go this much.
So how did her retirement impact you?
I think it impacted a lot of us, obviously Malaysian community, but also the squash circuit in general. She's done so much. She's like world number 1 for 109 months, which is I don't know how many years, but it's unreal. I think for me, it just, of course, we weren't after her, and Delias was still playing. When she retired, so there was still a couple more seniors. So I didn't really felt much. I felt like, there was still like I wasn't the next one to actually take a spot or like be there to not let like the gap wasn't too far. There was a couple more, then it was me. So then it was a sad day. Obviously, it's a sad day for squash, but at the end of the day, this is sport, right? You eventually you will stop, even if she stopped when she needed to, and it was maybe the right decision she made, and she really created a legacy for herself. So it's sad, but also happy, of what she's done, and obviously now she's doing very well as well. So it's great to see.
I mean, how did you pick up your career after that Asian Games final?
It was 2018, right? I went to college straight after that. So again, as I said, it was a bit of here and there. I'm like, okay, I went Asian Game finals. Now you want me to go all the way and study? Like, I was debating my parents, of course, but I needed to.
If it was up to you, how would you have charted your career after that?
Well, I would have, I think, stayed in Malaysia. I would maybe still do a degree. Because I never really traveled. I mean, never really trained outside after the age of 19. Before I was still training in Malaysia, so I never know what was like training outside or studying or whatever. I travel a lot for tournaments, but nothing by myself or all that. So I think I would have obviously get a degree in Malaysia and stayed here or for first couple of years and see how it goes and stuff like that. But I think I made the right decision to leave and go and get that degree, and it's a great university as well. I think it was a good decision for me. Yeah.
One word that caught my attention was life-changing, and of course, I have to ask you this question. I think you know where I'm going, because you had one of the most epic comebacks in Malaysian sporting history, but you made that comeback the back of a personal. I don't know if tragedy is the right word. Personal challenge, the 2022 road accident.
Yeah.
I mean, today when do people still ask you that question?
Yeah, they do a bit. If it's a podcast or an interview and stuff,
Obviously.
they do it, of course, right? Like or I think if I would win a big event or something like that, they would still ask about it, and I'm okay now. I'm okay to talk about it, and I'm not. I mean, as you said, it's a good comeback, So I don't mind talking about it. Obviously, I would not talk it every day. I would not want to talk about those events every day, but those incidents that happen every day. But I'm okay. Yeah.
How did that event changed you as a
Yeah.
person and as an athlete?
I think it was tough. Like again, like I think I believe everything happens for a reason. And obviously, when the car crash happened, it was a week before Commonwealth Games, and I was also the flag bearer. So, and I was also at my highest world ranking. That was 16 at that point. At that point of time, and yeah, in 1 second, I was out. Like I was in the hospital. I didn't even know what happened. Had nothing, no pain, nothing, because I think they injected me with so much of painkillers. But the first question after I opened my eyes was, "Can I play Commonwealth Games?" That was my first question. I didn't even ask if I'm okay, because I just didn't feel any pain, so I thought I was fine. But I didn't know how bad it was. So again, it's still squash, right? I'm asking if I can play Commonwealth Games, and of course, they didn't say yes or no, but they just said, focus on your health first, and that was the main goal for the 2 weeks that I was in the hospital. I had 2 surgeries done, so that was the main goal, to just take care of my health at the moment. I realized after 2-3 days that okay, this is serious, and like stop thinking about Commonwealth, because there's no way I'm going. It's serious. It's my health. Let's just put squash aside at the moment and focus on my health.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was it when you open your eyes and when you ask that question?
It's 10 out of 10. Man.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. It's traumatic. It's it's not a nice feeling to think back, but I'm glad I mean, could have been worse. It could have been worse, but it's bad, but could have been worse. So I'm always grateful to God that I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm doing better than how I was as well, and that's why I say everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. Was there a feeling that it might be the end of your career?
For sure, because for sure, I think that 1 week I was in the hospital, I thought it was over. Like I had a fracture in my neck, near the spine as well. So could have been worse, as I said just now. So the first week I thought, okay, maybe it's over, because I think I didn't really speak much to doctors. Obviously, my parents were more involved, because I couldn't do much, but I could hear some conversations, like it's tough, like even in the beginning they were like 50-50 if I'm going to survive or not. So it's not even about squash, it's survival, so then the second week, honestly, after 3-4 days I started walking, because they were giving me the walking stick, and I was like, no, like, because nothing happened lower limb, I was fine, completely fine. It's just my neck, I couldn't move at all. I had the neck brace on, and obviously this scar was from the accident. So it's like I took the stick, just I think because they were afraid I was very weak, I didn't eat and stuff. But after I was walking around the hospital, I was fine, like I could walk and stuff like that. And the second week I had another surgery for my facial. I had a lot of facial fractures. That's why I always say, like, could have been worse, So after the second week I went home. The third week I went to ISN rehab center. I was like doing exercise and stuff, and then I was like, okay, you know what? So I just try to do a comeback, and I didn't lose hope. Like, that's the main thing. I didn't lose hope. I told myself, like, just try to push yourself. Like, and I took a gap semester as well, so I had time for myself. I didn't have to rush to go back to the US to study and stuff. So I had the whole time. Like, it was stressful, of course. It was so many questions. Mentally, it was very exhausting. So many things that was going on, and how I just went to do. I couldn't do much, so I was just doing a little by little, but those little by little has added up, and it's where I am now.
From the crash, the surgeries, the rehab, how long did it take for you to get back to yourself?
Myself, do you mean squash or?
Squash and of your general health.
I mean, I was fine. Like I was with the neck brace for like 2 months, 2-3 months with the neck brace, but I could walk. But my range of turning was so limited. It was that's the part that was very tough for me in terms of squash. Because squash is so much of movement, so much of rotation, looking at the ball, looking at everything. So it took like if I be honest, until today, like I'm way better. But I think like it's never going to be like how I was, like in terms of like the neck, other than that, it's fine. But there's a lot of change of direction. Obviously, for badminton, you can always see your opponent. For tennis, you can always see your opponent. But for squash, we never know where our opponent is. Obviously, we need to look and all the stuff. So there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of tactical as well on where to put the ball, because you're not playing to the other side of the net, right? You're playing all in one box. So you have to be very tactical in how you play. But I think mainly what we work on, it's a shot. Obviously, the two basic shots is drive and cross court. It's just a straight line or a cross shot, where that's kind of the basic where you play. It's just a basic game to the back of the court, and then you open up with a drop or bows or low kill. There's so many variations of shot that you can do. But I think it's a very physical but also very tactical sport that you have to think a lot, because again, like, you're playing, two people are standing in such a small court and trying to put the ball away so that you try to win a point or there's no traffic. So it doesn't bother me. I just adapt to it. I adapt to it. I'm so used to it now. It's like I'm my normal self. But squash took me quite a while. Like, obviously after 6 months I was back on court, like trying to train. But I went back. This happened like summer, like July, June I think, and I went back to the US in end of December because I needed to finish my semester, and I played for Cornell as well. But I was like struggling. It was so tough because I know it's not me on court, you know. I was just so tough. Like, I feel like the progress went like this, and then at some point it was just like this. The graph like didn't go. It was going maybe like 0.1%, you know, and it was very frustrating. So after I graduated, I put a lot of work that summer with my coach back in Cornell, David Palmer, and that's when I also got a psychologist around that period. I didn't have a psychologist before, and I was like, okay, I need one, because I was going crazy. Like, I had anger issues and so many things that I feel like I couldn't control myself. I needed to talk to somebody, because I thought there's no chance I'm getting back my squash like how I was, you know, or close to how I was. So I worked really hard that summer, put in a lot of work, and then of course Asian Games came, Hangzhou, and then I won 2 goals. That really, I think I was like, okay, you know, like, you work so hard and you did this, so just keep. Even Hangzhou, I don't know if I would say I was 100%. I'll be honest with you. I don't know, like obviously I looked fine, but I think there was still a bit of restrictions here and there. But I think maybe I was 80 or 90%, and I was like, okay, you can do better, you can do more. Just keep pushing, keep believing, and that was the changing point.
Dan kita harapkan 2 final ini akan membawakan 2 lagi pingat emas, dan bermulanya dengan S.Sivasangari yang akan berhadapan dengan Chan Sin Yuk. Permainan ini boleh pergi ke sesiapa sahaja. Hampir terlepas pukulan backhand daripada Chan. Cantik. Kini Sivasangari pula menunjukkan backhand spin. Cantik, tapi dapat diselamatkan juga. 10-9. No lag. Dan Sivasangari kini terbang tinggi, menukar perak 5 tahun lalu, dan kini emas untuk Sivasangari. Emas keempat di bumi Hangzhou akhirnya tiba juga.
What did that gold medal in Hangzhou meant for you?
Meant a lot. It was very emotional. It was tough. I think a lot of people, again, like, you know, I won Asian Games. I won the gold medal. Everyone's coming to you. Oh, you won. Congrats. 2 years ago, everyone was like, oh, what are you doing? What happened? Why were you out? Why you this? Why you that? It's over. Like, lost some friends. You know, you realize who are your true people. You realize who are you with you during when you were so down. A lot of people can be with you when you're up here, when you're doing well, but when you're here, so many people leave and you realize so many things. I think meant a lot to me, but I also, like, obviously I have to go through a lot of interviews, medias and stuff. Of course, Asian Games is so big. It was great, but I think I told myself there's a lot of unnecessary questions that came up as well, in terms of the accident again and stuff. And I just told them, okay, let's put that aside. I've proved that I'm back here. I've proved myself that I'm playing, I'm now Asian number one. The next goal is to keep going up the rankings in PSA, and I did that. But it was great feeling. I felt like all my hard work paid off, and from the accidents, just I'm proving myself. I'm not proving anyone else but myself that I'm strong enough and I can do this.
Yeah, my last question ever on the accident. Promise.
Hopefully.
After this one, I tak tanya dah. This is the last time
Maybe
I'm
the
gonna ask.
next one, next interview.
Next interview, not me. Promise is the last one. Forgive my language.
It's okay.
The scar.
Yeah.
You look badass with it, but it's a reminder of
Yeah.
that event in your life.
Yeah.
When you look into the mirror, you see the scar. What do you think?
Yeah, of course. My mom obviously has asked me a couple of times if I want to do any laser for it and remove it and stuff. This was the beginning stage, and I always told her, I said, just don't ask me this question anymore because I don't want to do it. Obviously now it's not as obvious as how it was. That's why maybe my mom was asking and stuff. But I think this car just reminds me I've gone through the worst in my life. I was this close to death. So I've gone through all this. Life is short, life is so short. Okay, you play a squash match. You win or you lose. There's a lot more to life. But obviously, it's my dreams, my goals. Whenever I don't look to this, I don't look at the sky every time. But if I need motivation, if I need myself to push, it's so easy because I know I've gone through the toughest phase of my life. So just push yourself and again, live your life. For me, it's important you always get caught up in whatever you're doing, stress about this, stress about that, not being grateful for what you have. And I think you just have to let go of things and live your life because you never know what will happen.
Feels like 2026 is the year of S.Sivasangari. What changed in between the last time we spoke?
Yeah, I think it's hard. It's hard for me to say what really changed particularly, but I think obviously after I graduated from Cornell, I was still there for another year training, but eventually I moved to Prague, Europe. I had a bit of changes with my whole team. Obviously, I'm still in good terms with my coach in the US, but I changed my main squash coach. I'm now under Greg Gaultier from France, but he's based in Prague. And then I have a new psychologist as well. And obviously, in terms of squash as well, now, since squash is in the Olympics, I think with all the fundings from the sports government as well, for example, RTG, they're supporting us a lot. I have a couple of private sponsors that are also really helpful. So I think with all those help around me, I think it made me improve quite a bit. I've been playing well this season. I think last season I was maybe hanging around 9, 10, trying to break through into the top 5. And I managed to reach the target I set, what I wanted to finish at the end of the season. And I think I did it. I'm now number 5 in the world. But obviously there's the ultimate goal, world number 1, Olympic gold medal and stuff. It's always there. It's the goal, the dream. So I'll keep going. But I think so far the change of environment and change of my team has made me do a bit of changes and improvement to my game.
Did you feel before you made the change? Was it something that you strongly felt that you had to do, or you had to take those tough decisions? The change of coaching and team.
Yeah, it was very tough because obviously I was with my coach, David Palmer in Cornell for about 4 or 5 years. I grew up with him. I had a lot of ups and downs with him. He was there throughout everything, all I went through. So it was very hard to make the decision, but I think deep down, with my instinct, I think it was telling me to go to a new environment, a new coach. Sometimes you need a bit of change. If not, you'll be very stagnant, So that's what I thought to myself, and I did take the risk because at the end of the day, it's very uncertain. You never know if it's going to work with that coach or not, or you will never adapt to that country. It's a new country, it's a new lifestyle. So I think it was a big risk, but I think obviously it's worth it. It's worth looking back. I've been only there for about a year and a half now, and it's so far it's worth it. And I think the decision I made, I was strong with my decision, and I'm glad I did that. I did that change.
Yeah. Why Greg Golty? I mean, his CV is fantastic. He's a former world number one, but why him?
Yeah, I mean, I've always, even the year after I graduated, that whole year, I was thinking of going somewhere else and training, because I think I was in the same environment for too long. So I was looking through a couple of the coaches who are coaching now and who has great players around them as well. And I don't know, I always wanted to work with, because I wanted to always work with Greg. I don't know what I would be doing if he said no to me, because obviously there'll be two-way communication. So I'll never know if he said no, and what will I do after that? Like, which coach would I go to, or would I stay where I was? But I think I chose Greg because obviously he's working with two of the best players in the world as well, Noor El Shabini and Mohammad El Shubagi, that both like legend of the game as well. And he himself was a great player, world champion, very aggressive, very strong physically. So I think I needed that extra push for my game. And coming from Malaysia as well, I think comparing to the Egyptian players, they're a bit more physical, and maybe it's their culture as well, but they're more physical and more strong. So I needed somebody who's going to take me to the next level, and I think he would do it.
Yeah. How did you manage to get in contact with him? Macam mana dapat contact Greg tu?
Actually, last year during the summer, I went to Prague for like 2 or 3 weeks. Just
Memang you purposely pergi sana
I
cari
went
dia?
to train. No, I went to train with the group. I was in contact with the other coach who was there, who's Juan, who was also training the group there, and like he has a couple of the pro players who he's coaching with. Very nice guy as well, from France as well. So I went there, but I thought it would be different. I thought I would actually get a hit with Greg, and but I didn't really understand how the system worked over there, and it was very different. So didn't really speak to him at that point as well. But I kind of liked the way they train and how it's all set up there and all that. So at the end of the year in December, I told myself, okay, because I've heard rumors or stories that he said no to a couple of the players who wanted to go and work with him.
Okay.
So, and he takes very limited so that there's less drama and like conflict and stuff, because we're all playing the same sport, so it's tough in the top level to everyone to have a same coach or whatever. So that's why I was maybe a bit hesitant to text him earlier, but I was like, okay, why not, just take the risk. Like it's a yes or no, it's not going to be anything else. So I did texted him, and we eventually had a call and talk, and we agreed to a couple of things, and it worked out.
Yeah. What was his non-negotiables?
Well, nothing.
If you can indulge.
No, but nothing much. He was very open to it. Obviously, he's coaching Al Shabini as well, who's also like now she's world number 3, but she's like 8 times world champion and stuff like that. So I think it was more about him and her, how like they were going to tell her like I'm going to work with him as well. It's more that, like I think with me and him there was not really a problem. Like he didn't create anything, like he didn't say anything, but it was more like I had like just all come into like good term, and don't want them to finish in bad terms, or like me being like the person who's the bad person or whatever. So but it all went well, so it was great. Yeah, she's very cool as well. So
do you finally feel that you've starting to reach your potential from all the junior days? Do you feel that?
Yeah, I think I'm getting more matured with my game. I think I'm getting more disciplined with how I play, and I think the most important was my consistency. Like with the top 5 players, they're so consistent with their results, so consistent with their game. Like each point, they're just playing like that. The graph is not going up and down. So I think I was in that stage like last year, maybe like going very up and down, having some big wins and then having some bad losses as well. And I had to clear all those bad losses and try to be as consistent as I can. And I think this year, obviously with moving to Greg and having a different mindset and working with a new psychologist as well, I think the mindset kind of really helped me to be more consistent in how I'm playing, which has been proven this season. I've been doing at least like most of it quarterfinals in the bigger events, and then doing better than that as well. So I think the maturity of my game has allowed me to believe that I'm there, and I can break into top 5. I can beat those girls as well. Maybe like a year or 2 years ago, I'll be, they're good. Like I'll go and give my best. Win or lose is a different story, but I'll go and give my best. But now I'm going in mindset with like, I will beat you. I'll be like, even then I want to beat you, right? But like it's still a bit like, oh, I'm not good enough or whatever. There's always a bit of self-doubt, but now I'm going in, stepping the court, say, I want to beat. Like it's not a need, but I want to beat you. Like I'm here to beat you.
You feel like you belong.
I feel like I belong there. Like I belong in the top 5. I think I've earned a spot there. I don't think it's from luck. I don't think you can ever be lucky enough to be top 5. It's squash. We have so many girls out there that's so good, and so I think I earned the spot. I put a lot of work in, but again, this is still not the end. I've got a lot more goals to achieve in my life, and yeah.
Yeah, of course, one of the goals is the Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we spoke about Datuk Nicole David, Olympic is one of her biggest regrets.
Yeah.
And now you get to live that dream.
Yes.
What does it feel like?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Having that
yeah.
goal in front of you that you can achieve.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that squash in the Olympic, ever since I've born, like squash was never in the Olympics.
Kalau ada kat Olympic, confirm dah menang emas.
Yeah, betul. But that's very true. But I've never ever like really like, obviously I see Olympics and stuff when since I was young, like all the other sports and stuff, but like never really think like, oh, what if squash is in the Olympics?
Tak pernah?
I don't know. I've never
You
really
never
had
feel envious of watching badminton,
yes,
diving?
for sure. Yeah, but I feel like I don't know why I feel like, okay, I want to be a world champion. I always want to be a world champion, but I never tell like, okay, I want to be an Olympic champion, because I think it's not in there. So like,
it's not
squash,
attainable.
like the squash player, it's not unattainable. Like squash players, all squash players, since now it's in the Olympics, I was like, okay, I want to be an Olympic champion. But every time before that, all of us are just saying, I want to be a world champion. I want to be the world more. I want to be. That's the best we can achieve. Like what Nicole did, she was 8-time world champion and all these things. So since now it's in the Olympics, it's actually very crazy to think about it. But we're very lucky, like we made it to Olympics this year, and again, it's a huge opportunity for me. These Asian Games will be very important, because the winner in the individual event gets a ticket to the LA 28. So it's Asian Games has always been important anyways for the country, and we take it very seriously, because always want to give the gold medal to Malaysia. But I think this year it's extra special and extra stress for us. Because actually these games is the first player who will get the ticket to Olympics 2028.
I love that you acknowledge the stakes of these upcoming Asian Games in Japan. Do you anticipate a tougher challenge as compared to Hangzhou?
It will always be tough. I know all the players. Like I know all of them. We all play in the circuit all the time and all those things. But I think whoever can handle the best mentally, obviously everyone's good squash-wise, everyone's training, everyone's doing. But I think these kind of games for all sports, whoever can handle best mentally would do it. I might be wrong, so you never know. But
people say winning gold the first time is easier as compared to defending.
Yes. But honestly speaking, like again, I don't want to think about that. Even everyone's talking about Olympics already, like not just like in Malaysia, but generally the squash world, they're all talking about Olympics, and I'm like, wait, it's like 2 years. Yes, it's a short time, but it's also a long time, because for squash, I think we're lucky enough to have so many tournaments. So many tournaments around the world that we are looking forward to every time, and we're just not preparing for, we want to win this tournament, right? Obviously in preparation for all those big games, but we're lucky enough to have a lot of tournaments. So I think for me, I try to take it step by step and just focus one tournament at a time. Obviously when the time comes to focus, I will focus on it, but like the goals are there. I know what I want to achieve. I know what I want to win. I know I want to go to Olympics. We all know that I want to do it, but how? How are you going to do it? You're not going to put yourself like 100 times like, oh, I want to go Olympia. You're going to, then when the time comes, you're going to shake like this, you know. So I think it's very important to keep calm and, you know, take it one step at a time and go step by step rather than taking 10 steps and skipping all those steps, and then when you come there and you're not performing, you know.
Yeah. Kenapa susah sangat nak kalah ke Egypt? The Egyptians, what makes them so good? And are they actually beatable?
They are beatable. I'll answer that first. I think what makes it hard, I think I said it, culturally they're like way stronger and their physical build as well as like way bigger compared to us Asians. So
Okay.
so
That's one.
Yeah. So I think with that being said, like we're playing in a small box as well. There's always a lot of traffic and stuff like that. But I think they're just very strong physically, and also like they do not care. Like they just go in and even they will do whatever to win, you know, even if it's in a bad way. They don't, which is not right, you know. But us, we're a bit more nice, we're a bit more soft. So nice, nice was what was, I think, maybe not letting me go to the next step.
So you're not nice now?
Now I wouldn't say I'm not nice, but I'm going in with a better body language, a better mindset, and I'm not sorry, you know, like last time I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, or like, you know, nice, like, you know, now I'm not saying I'm like, I would win in a bad way. I would still play my squash as how I always play, like clean and whatever I need to do to win, but I'm not, I try to be like them, you know, like, because they're dominating the game at the moment, so I think they're very strong in that, and as I said, they just, again, they're great squash players, don't get me wrong, but they're just very strong physically. I think that could also maybe make us a bit scared. So
they call it road to goal for a reason.
Yeah.
And you have your milestones to achieve. And speaking about road to goal, the RTG program, you ran it the past year, 1.5 years.
1.5 years.
What is it like being an athlete in a program like RTG?
It's great. I think, you know, obviously I was in the podium program before that, and now since squash is added to Olympics, I am in the Road to Gold program, and I think they're very supportive. It's a very good program to reduce the burden of us athletes financially. You know, as I'm training abroad as well, and I have to travel so much for tournaments. They are helping me with so much of those things that I don't need to stress on, and again, like I speak to other players from other countries, and it's nowhere close to
what you're getting with RTG.
How we are supported. Yes, like allowances and all those things, but just not that, right? The support staff from ISN that's traveling with us, the coaching fee that they're helping with, so many different things that they're helping, and helping us not to stress about it, and it's a very good system, very good program, and I hope they keep supporting the athletes, and we will try to do the job for them as well.
Okay, because I had the opportunity to talk with one of your RTG peer, Anik Kasdan. He spoke that one of his requests that he got from RTG was getting an iPad to monitor his performances. So what was a special request on your end that you got from RTG?
Don't think I've requested an iPad, but maybe. No, I'm not.
Don't tell them I gave you an idea.
No, I'm kidding. No, I think, by them helping me to cover all my coaching fees, my strength and conditioning trainer, my psychologist, and I think also like having my coaches in all the tournaments I'm playing, like having them to travel with me. Obviously, I need to pay them as well, and they're helping that. I think I've never really asked, maybe like some of the recovery items that I could use in Prague, where they have in ISN or stuff like that. Maybe I've requested for a bit, but I think for them to help to cover all those stuff, it's much needed, and I think it's very, very helpful. Yeah.
Don't tell them I told you that Anik asked for iPad.
Maybe iPhone.
You're at world number 5 right now. There's a long way to go towards LA 28, and hopefully and confidently, I think we all know the capability that you have to qualify on merit by winning the gold medal and defending your gold medal at the upcoming Asian Games. But towards that journey, what's next? What's in your mind? What's the target?
The target is obviously first to qualify for Olympics. As you said, qualify Olympics. I hope to break into the top 3 or higher by the end of next season. If you're top 5, I think this amount, like 1% detail, 1% changes in your game can make such a big difference. I realized that when I was like way lower in my ranking, it was so easy to go up. But I feel like when you're like top 10 and top 8, it's so hard to go up the rankings. It's like you have to work so much to just go up by one step, you know. So obviously it's going to be harder now since I'm 5 in the world. And I think the main goal is to just keep improving my rankings and win some of the big events, all if possible. And again, the ultimate goal is to win the first gold medal for Malaysia.
Yeah. What do you think that gold medal at the Olympics would do for your legacy? Do you think that people will finally say your name when squash is mentioned?
I think so. I think again, it's the first gold medal. First time squash has been added as well. The first gold medal for squash event in Olympics from Malaysia. I don't know. It's a dream, right? I hope the dream comes true, and it will be huge for me, for my family, for my parents, of course, who has been there through everything, for my coaches, for my whole team, and most importantly for Malaysia.
Yeah, it'll be nice because you have Datuk Nicole and David, 8-time world champion and queen at world number 1, and hopefully S.Sivasangari, the first ever to win a gold medal at the Olympics for Malaysia in squash. So Siva, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It was a huge honor for me when you said yes to come on the Bangmed show. So yeah, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.